You good? Okay, so what book we're on?
I'm still on this, but I told you I wanted to get a new book.
Oh yeah, you weren't here yesterday, right?
Yeah.
So we need to switch your book. So what page are you on there?
I haven't been reading because I'm not interested in you anymore.
Okay, so remember we need to switch it, and again, you told me at the end of class the other day, so we will try to switch it today. What do you not like about it?
I don't know, it just doesn't seem really like interesting. It doesn't make me want to like keep reading on.
It doesn't like get you excited. It doesn't make you be like, what's gonna happen next?
Can I ask a question? How far did you get in the book?
To like 150.
Okay, so readers, I want to tell you something. That if you got to, what's your name?
Amira.
Amir. If she got to 150, if you got to page 150 and it's like a 300-page book, and you're not feeling it, you need to abandon. But you've got to get a book on deck right away. My rule, just for me, I'm not saying it has to be your rule, would be about 70 pages in. If you're about 70 pages in and one of two things is happening, either it's boring the bejeebies out of you and you're just dripping through it now because you kind of sort of hate it, you need to get a new book. You need to get a new book right away. You have to have a book on deck and you have to know where that book is and be able to get it. The second reason you might abandon it is because the book is confusing. You're reading and the book, I think this book's confusing. I don't even know what's going on in this book. If you're saying that to yourself, it's not a just right book for you, and you should abandon. Now, that being said, some kids literally would rather scrub the toilet than read a book. They hate reading. They want to avoid reading at all costs. They will do anything, rather clean out the garage than read a book. I get that. So sometimes kids will just keep abandoning books because that's their exit, their excuse for, well, I haven't done it because I don't like this book. Oh, this book's confusing. I don't like this book. Now, if you get kids that are abandoning, they're using that just as an avoidance technique, which I'm not saying that's you, honey, but it can be. It can be. So turn and tell your partner that's next to you, what are the two reasons why, after you were 50 to 70 pages in, what would be two realistic, important reasons why you would abandon? Turn and talk right now. All right, so all I'm saying, I'm gonna add to that. So either you just don't like it. Like my son and daughter wanted me to watch the HBO The Handmaid's Tale, which I read The Handmaid's Tale. But when I watched that first episode, I'm like, I cannot watch 10 hours of this. I know the acting's great, I know the story, it's just too dismal for me. I just don't want to do it. And so I abandoned, okay? But another one is, this doesn't make any sense to me. Like my husband watches Game of Thrones. Even sometimes it doesn't make any sense to him. I said, well, what's going on here? My husband's like, I sort of know, but I really don't know. If a book's confusing, get rid of it. But this is the other thing I'm going to slip in here, in the middle of your urging. It's important. You know a book is just right for you. If you like it, and you want to read it, you can read it with expression, not like a robot, right? But the average reader, from about 4th grade on, if they're a fluent reader, we have a reading intervention. If a book is just right and you're a fluent reader and you've gotten to a certain level of reading, you should be, if a book's just right, you should be reading at a rate of a page a minute. If it's taking you more than a minute to read a page, the book is too hard. It's not just right for you. And you don't want to stay in a book that's too hard. So when we look at a book like this, man, that has, I'm a slow reader, so I would always avoid books like this when I was your age. Look at the pages. Do you know how many pages it is? Where are the page numbers? 400 pages. So 400 pages. Page a minute. So that's 400 minutes divided by 60. What do we got here?
Big numbers.
Oh, we don't use our math brains.
Right. What do we got there? Anyway, if we had a calculator, it's really not that many hours. It's like 5 over 3, 3, 4, right?
Yeah.
So of course, so if I were your teacher and you're reading this book and a month later, you're still reading this book, you're dogging it, you're not reading. You're not, I'd be keeping my eye on that. All right, sorry.
Okay, ready? Deb,
Yeah.
what page are we on?
I'm on 151.
You're on what?
151.
151. Oh, that's right. We got another reader in here. What's going on in your chapter? Is it a spoiler or no?
Well, not really. He's really just talking to his dad.
Okay.
And he's talking about like his grades and
And how does the dad seem to feel about him? in
he
this
seems to be upset, but like Andy's asking the question, why does his dad only call him Andrew?
Okay.
And that's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And I did ask you a question.
You gotta ask me a question. Is it a spoiler question?
I don't know. I
Okay.
might have to ask.
How about you ask me at the end of class just because we have another reader in here? Okay. All right, Sean. Nice. What page we're on?
I got to about 94 and it was interesting, and then it just started to like get boring to me.
Okay.
So I just want to like change the book.
Okay.
Okay,
So
I will say, there are books, and I've read a lot of them, where it seems good and you're going along, and then you'll hit a patch that is not much action. You might, and I'm not telling you what to do as a reader, but you might push through for another chapter, because sometimes a book will be good and you're like, oh, you like the tone, you like the voice, you like the characters, you're making a movie in your mind, and then it hits a lull. What I do when that happens in books is I start to really skim through some of the stuff that seems so kind of boring, and then I pick up again, and if the book picks up, I stick with it. Because all books are going to have chunks that feel like a little bit of a lull. So it's hard to determine whether this is not the right book for you and you don't like it, or your author's just dragging out part of it and you just need to sort of push through that part to get back on track. So just keep that in mind.
Because in the beginning, like I could picture like what's happening like very well. Like as it started to like go forward, I couldn't really picture a movie in my mind like I would before.
Well then, if that's happening to you, that's a different story. So it's different when you're hitting a lull or a slow part and you're just bored. If you've gotten to a part where you're losing the story and you're not really you've done a little bit of reread, you probably should abandon that. Yeah, thanks.
okay. So your eyes are gonna follow me. Okay. You stay in your seat, but your eyes follow me. Okay. What if you came into class